A viewer asked me if I would consider making a video comparing the ah sound and the So in this video, I'm going to teach you one very quick and easy strategy to fix this problem. First, I'll give you 4 examples to show you that you do not want to mix up these vowels. Because if you do, it'll cause a lot of confusion. Confusing the vowels ah versus as in soccer versus sucker, and lock versus luck, are some of the most confusing vowel pairs in English. Now, sometimes the context will help you, but sometimes it won't, as in these situations. I never miss my boss.
What's happening?
I never miss my bus. I quickly slid the page of the book. I quickly slid the page off the book. Notice the vowel differences in the word of and off. He tightened it with a nut. He tightened it with a knot. It's beside the duck in the water. It's beside the dock in the water. So what are some of the words that you've struggled with comparing these two vowels? Have there ever been any situations where you've kind of mixed them up or not been able to tell the difference? Or has someone been confused when you were saying something and it involved these vowels? I'm super curious. Write it in the comments. I'm going to show you that anyone at any English level can master these two sounds without any feedback from any instructor.
Get the effect of the anyone?
Now let's learn a simple strategy to fix this confusion. Let's look at the IPA symbols for both of these vowels. This is the symbol for ah, and this is the symbol for Here you can see the IPA vowel chart that shows where the tongue position can be to create different vowels. Let's see where the ah is, and let's see where the is. The location of the vowel indicates where should the middle of our tongue go to create that sound. Where should the middle of our tongue go in our mouth or in our oral cavity? So the middle of the tongue can go high or low or forward or back. And depending on where it is, it will change the quality or the sound of the vowel. The vowels high up in this chart involve the middle of the tongue going really high closer to the palate. And the vowels lower in the chart involve your tongue going low. And often you'd have to open your jaw to get your tongue in that low position. So the jaw plays a part in this. And as you can see here, the ah vowel is quite a bit lower than the vowel. For most people, being able to feel how forward or back your tongue is quite difficult.
I can't do it!
And because of where our tongue is attached with our muscles to our jaw, the tongue has a really nice forward diagonal movement where you don't really think you're pushing your tongue forward. So that often happens naturally. If you're feeling like you can't feel if your tongue is more forward or back, just know you're not alone. I have the hardest time myself. But how high and low your tongue is much easier to feel. So let's focus on that. The vowel is central. It's in the middle of the mouth. So this is quite easy. It means we don't have to move our tongue really at all. Let it sit flat and hang out doing nothing. Let's compare the jaw opening for both of these vowels. For the ah vowel, our jaw is typically more open. Maybe not by much, but by enough. And this helps bring our tongue lower. Because our jaw and our tongue, they're attached by muscles. So where the jaw goes, the tongue goes. For the vowel, our jaw is more close to being closed. Not entirely shut teeth, but our jaw is not open at all, and this helps our tongue to rest in the middle of our mouth naturally. Notice in this image the difference in the jaw opening. And notice in this video the difference in the jaw opening.
Ha. Hot, ha, hut.
But there's a problem with this. Because speech is so fast and the movements are so quick, it's very difficult to see the difference between an open jaw and a closed jaw in fractions of a second. And in really quick speech, Native English speakers show very little difference between their open ah and their closed Take a look at this video to see what I mean. Consider the difference in vowels here. Look at the difference between the jaw opening, between those two vowels. How different are they?
A damn fine cup of coffee. Fine cup of coffee. Fine cup of coffee.
Is it virtually the same? Another problem is that there's such a variance between speakers. Notice how some speakers will open their jaw significantly more for the ah and others won't.
If you want the thing you love,
You did it! Congratulations! World's best cup of coffee. World's best cup of coffee.
So really, it's the tongue position that's making the greatest impact between these two vowels. So if you're learning these vowels, what are you supposed to do?
I'm so confused.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, if you are just learning this sound for the first time, I actually recommend using the more open jaw position for ah and the fully closed position for to give yourself some kind of difference to hold on to. But let's look at the tongue. For the ah vowel, the back of the tongue is quite low. Think of the opening at the back of your throat. Think of it like you're opening the back of your throat into an open, wide space. Ah, and you're doing that by pulling your tongue down and raising your palate, your soft palate, up and creating this kind of open O position in the back of your throat. Ah. Think of like stretching a balloon. Imagine there's a balloon in the back of your mouth and you're stretching it open, creating space for that. Ah, 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 as the balloon opens wide. As your tongue pulls down and your palate spreads wide and up, you create that bigger space. If you found this helpful, then help me out by pressing that little thumbs up mint in hand guy. That's what tells me that what I'm teaching you is useful and it helps me to keep making more. And if you want to see more, then definitely subscribe because, then you'll see them more. When it comes to spelling, we need to consider a few exceptions. The most common spelling of the ah vowel is with an O. Words like on, off, not, and lot. We also have AU words like audio and autumn, as well as AL words like walk and talk, come and stock, where the L is silent. There are a few A words that are spelled with a like want and wander. Words like wall, ball, all, and father. These are just words you need to memorize. There are also a couple AW words like crawl, yawn, and saw and law. Think of those W's as disappearing altogether. There are a couple exception words. Again, they're just weird and it's something to know about. The word cough, O-U, cough, has an open ah sound. O-A as in broad, it's an ah sound. And O-W as in knowledge. So what's that easy trick, you must be asking yourself? I had a client that really struggled with this ah sound. So we worked with her main issues and we found out that actually it wasn't her lip position that was affecting this ah issue, it was her tongue position. Getting her tongue out of a neutral state was the key to the problem. Once she could feel the difference, it was crystal clear to her. So now I'm going to teach you a couple tricks to help you feel if your tongue is in that low position for ah. Let's do it. Trick number 1, try to yawn. Fake yawn for a second and feel how open the back of your throat is. You get the point though. Trick number 2 is to make each of those sounds very, very different from the other. Many people struggle with creating something in between, where their jaw and tongue is not quite low enough for an ah, and their jaw and tongue are a little too open for the and that makes both of those vowels sound essentially the same. So you want to think about making them very, very different in feeling your jaw and tongue down versus jaw and tongue really, really, really closed up, like fully closed. And then think of that open ball balloon picture in the back of your throat for the ah, ah. Trick number 3, consider putting a slight little smile into your ah. This can help you open up your oral cavity a little bit. And it helps to overcome the tendency to round our lips for o. And trick number 4 is to focus on the back of your tongue. Imagine you're at the doctor and the doctor asks you to say ah and put a tongue depressor on your tongue. That may help you visualize what to do and how to feel your tongue going low. Hopefully that helps. So let's prove that you know what to do now. Feel the difference between the back of your tongue going low, 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 and your jaw open for ah, and closed and flat tongue for ah. Let's do it. Body, buddy. Calm, come. Caught, cut. Dog, dug. Doll, dull. Fond, fund. Haunt, hunt. Long, lung. Shot, shut. Stalk, stuck. Wander, wonder. Here's a test. Which word would you pull your tongue down for in this sentence? I've been working at my body with my buddy at the gym. Calmly come into the peaceful garden. He caught the fish, then cut it for dinner. The dog dug a hole for the bone. She bought a new doll, but found out it was quite dull. Take a long, deep breath in with your lungs. The door to the stockroom was stuck. They would wander around and wonder about things all day long. The loud shot echoed, prompting him to shut the door. He's fond of nature, so he decided to fund the environment project. If you want the answers to these sentences, just in the comments below, enter the word answer, and I'll send you the information you want. Simple. So what often happens once you start mastering this sound is something new starts to pop up as a new confusion. Something strange occurs.
That's weird. That's weird.
Words start getting mixed up with the vowel e, as in red. This is a very common problem, so you're definitely going to want to check out this video right here and make sure that this mistake doesn't trip you up. I'll see you there. Bye.